Howdy folks, Diesel Touchdown here, and I'm sure we've all had those days where we think to ourselves, hey, I got nothing going on, I'm going to do productive things, I'm going to be a productive person, it's going to be great. And then you just spend the whole day laying in your bed. Does anyone else do this? It's just me? Am I being relatable right now? Too many of my days have ended up like this, and to be frank, I am sick of it. I could be spending my time in the beautiful sunshine. Okay, I'm going back inside. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm so sick of being lazy. I think it's about time I do something about my laziness, and I know just the thing. If I disguise not being lazy as working on a YouTube series, it'll be more fun. Speaking of which, welcome to that series, Diesel Does It All. In this series, I'm getting out of my stinky bed, and I'm learning some new life skills. So what's first? Well, I'm already pretty good at playing video games, but I've always wanted to make one, and since I'm a new me, I'm finally going to make the game of my dreams. Not in this video. Are you kidding me? I don't know how to make a video game. For now, I'll practice learning game design through something a little simpler. I'm going to be making a card game. Alright, a brand new card game. I mean, there are so many good ones already. Poker, solitaire, blackjack, 52 pickup. I mean, what else is there even to make? Well, I know I want some kind of multiplayer game that has betting in it, so a card game you could play for actual money if you really wanted to. To get ideas flowing, I just started goofing around by dealing out cards to imaginary players and just tried to make up the game as I went. So yeah, it looks like Jerry has the Two of Hearts here, and that's going to be better than the Two of Spades, but if Todd shifts it into the Blungo mode, then that's going to change things up a little bit. Also, if Franklin starts building a house out of these cards, then this process did actually end up working, and I came up with a pretty good idea. Imagine if in blackjack, instead of getting dealt your hand, you bought your cards in like an auction sort of thing. So you and the other people at the table all have to bid on a card and try to outbid the other people, and whoever bids the most gets it. The next thing I came up with was something to make the game stand out from others. In a lot of card games, bigger numbers are better. So I thought, what if the smaller numbers were better, huh? That's something, right? Kinda. So now I had a vague idea of what I wanted the game to feature, but there was still one big question. Like, how do you play the rest of the game? Eventually I came up with a system where each player selects 3 cards to play from the cards they purchased during auctions. Let's look at this example hand. This guy's got a 2 and a pair of 8s. Remember, the smallest hand wins, so let's find the smallest card out of these 3. I think it's 2. That's right, it's the 2. Now we also have a pair of 8s. What that does is divide the smallest card in the hand, which is a 2, by the number on the cards you have a pair of 8, or 2 over 8, or 1/4, giving the hand a value of 1/4. A pair of cards in the same suit also divides the smallest card by the larger of the 2 cards that share a suit. Now that I've figured out the basic mechanics of the auctions and selecting cards, I've just gotta fill in the rest. Done. A complete guide on how to play my new card game, Smalls. Let's go over what a game of Smalls would look like. First, you're going to need some participants. Willing, unwilling, doesn't matter. You also need one person to be the dealer. On top of that, you'll need a deck of cards, poker chips, and calculators. Take all the face cards out of the deck and put them in a separate pile. I'll get back to that later. Deal out 4 cards to each player and then divide out the chips. The dealer draws the first card from the pile and tells everyone the number on the card. The players then bid on the card using their chips, and whoever bids the most gets the card. At any time during the auction, players can buy a bonus card. These are the face cards you should have removed from the deck earlier. You play a bonus card as part of your hand. A card with a black suit will divide your current hand by 4 for a jack, by 5 for a queen, and by 6 for a king. Red suits multiply another player's hand by 4 for a jack, by 5 for a queen, and by 6 for a king. The player the card will affect is chosen by the person who plays it. After a couple more auctions, the players choose up to 3 cards to play. Once everybody's ready, the betting begins. Going around the table, players can either bet on their hand or fold. Once everyone has bet the same amount, the cards are flipped, and after calculating each hand's value, the person with the lowest value wins all the money. Then you do another auction, and the process repeats. Well, I think the game is finally ready for the first official playtest. So I've gone and collected 3 extremely willing participants, and now Smalls is ready for its inaugural game. Everything seemed to be going surprisingly well. They all seemed to be understanding the game for the most part, but as we went on, some cracks started to form in the game's design. Nevertheless, we continued on until this dingus got everybody's money. I finished up by asking them a couple questions about the game. What did you guys think of Smalls?
It was good. It was a good game.
I agree. I think it was fun. I had fun. I think we all had fun.
It's a bit confusing at first because like there's nothing really like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like poker, but it's really not poker.
Yeah, it's kind of like a new genre because you don't really see betting
Or the auction.
Yeah, the auction in a card game.
What did you not like? Were there any specific mechanics that you were not a fan of?
I didn't see the bonus cards being used very much.
Yeah.
I think they need to be reworked to be better.
They just felt like if you played them, then your hand was ruined, and you were just betting on ruining someone else's hand.
The auctions is like a brand new thing.
Yeah.
It was
innovative.
All put together.
It was a bit weird just because it was different.
Yeah.
It was good, and it worked. So.
I have one final question for you. This has really been eating me the whole time I've been making this game. Does making the smallest hand add more to the game than having it multiply instead of divide and make a large hand? So if, instead of dividing, it was just multiplying. And you tried to make the biggest hand, call it bigs or something.
All that I really think that it adds is a bit more confusion.
Yeah, because like you gotta have your calculator, or multiplication. Most people know their multiplication.
Yeah.
64 is a bit easier to do than 1/64.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not too terrible.
I thought it kind of made it unique, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
then there's no game where you have to like multiply your cards together anyway.
Yeah, still, I guess.
It'd still be
keep it as small as but multiply.
Yeah, you couldn't call it small.
I also really did like the name Smalls.
Yeah.
I think like it'll be like the same essential concepts.
Yeah, the game like wouldn't change at all.
Yeah.
It's just the difference of confusion and not confusion.
That's kind of everything I wanted to ask you guys. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for making a game.
Yeah,
no problem.
I
had a lot of fun doing this. It got me out of my stinky bed, and I learned a bit about game design in the process. Hopefully in the next video I can get started making a real game, but no promises. Anywho, if you want to watch more of me, the first episode of the Diesel Touchdown Show is up right now, so go watch that if you want. I'll see you next time on Diesel Does It All.